blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time. That's my girl right there.
It would help if I brought us in, wouldn't it?
There we go. Hi.
Here we go. What can I say? I work from my phone as well, so you know.
How was your day, Troy?
It was a good day. It was a good day. Yeah. How about you?
It was interesting. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but this has been a week.
I don't know. Last week was still tops for goofiness, but this week was still busy. It was busy this week. Yeah. But thank God, Thursday night.
Thank God. Listen, I'm already drinking. Okay.
I feel you.
And we have a very interesting guest tonight.
Oh, yeah.
One of my good friends. He's going to come on. He has his own podcast, but we're going to talk about that later because this guy, he's a trip in a good way. Okay.
Of course.
So I'm excited for people to come on and see him and, you know, find out who this cat is. The weather here is crazy. Okay. Because it was 70-something degrees yesterday. And now it's brick outside in North Carolina. And when I say brick, for those of you in the listening audience that don't know what brick is, I mean, it's freezing. And I don't like it. Okay, but I do understand that there is such a thing as seasons. And that we must have them. And so, you know, there's that. So there's that. But
here's something to freak those parents out. Next week is Thanksgiving. Can you believe that? I remember when it was Halloween. But even more freakier, we're a month and a week away from Christmas.
I am not prepared.
I don't say the same thing. I'm not ready.
I'm not prepared in any kind of way. I need a new tree. I need things. I just, you know, this year. And then for me, December, let me tell you why December is a month for me.
Okay.
All of my friends, my closest friends, not all of them, but let's see. Javetta, Taranza, Chaka, Sandra, my son, December birthdays. Not only do I have to deal with Christmas.
Lord have mercy.
I have all the birthdays. And when I say they're back to back, they're literally like this. Javetta starts on the 22nd, Sands Christmas Eve, Toronto's the 27th, Chaka's the 31st. My son's the 14th.
Good Lord.
And then my daughter is the week after Christmas.
And then I'm the 3rd of January.
Yeah, my daughter's January 6th.
My Dimples, she is the 16th.
Oh, is she? And my father's the 14th of January. My uncle's the 18th. Yeah. And my auntie She is January the 4th. So my uncle's married to a Capricorn. And they've been married almost 40 years. So two Capricorns go well together, I guess.
And that's what's happening with Dimples and I.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, but another Leo. I don't think that way. I don't know. I don't know if I can. I don't know about that. Okay, I don't know because we both have strong personalities. That's what I'll say.
Fair enough.
But I date a guy who has Leo ways, and I'll put it at that. So anyway, he has Leo tendencies. Yeah. So I guess I kind of do like Leos. I don't know. Anyway, so we are getting ready to do the sponsors.
Indeed.
And the first sponsor, I'm trying to get my brain together. It's been that kind of week. Like,
I got you.
I have so much stuff going through my head between work and personal. And somebody told me something interesting before I came on here. They were like, did you know Ellen DeGeneres moved to Britain? And I was like, no, I didn't. But that's very interesting. Don't you think?
Most definitely.
And a lot of people seem to be exiting stage left. Yeah. But we're going to talk about that during the podcast. Okay. So, first sponsor is the sweetest line, Makaya Mitchell. As you know, well, my hair is covered up tonight, but usually, my hair is nice and very put together. She keeps my hair very healthy. She is getting ready to open her brick and mortar location, and I'm very excited about that. Sometime later this month or next month. So keep your eyes out for that. If you want to go to her and get your hair done, remember, she's the natural hair guru. She does locks, natural hair. She does even non-natural hair. She cuts. She's great with makeup. She does all the things. And now she's going to have her own spa and boutique. It's going to be amazing. So if you would like to call her, she's here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Her number is 336-734-3307. You can also scan the little, what you call that?
QR code.
QR code. Always forget the QR code, okay? She does do house calls. She did. I don't know now with her having the shop. I don't know how that's going to work. Mm-hmm. But she gets in her car and travels, and she's amazing. And she's a very humble person, and I'm very proud of her for what she's doing to upgrade her life. So y'all wish her some congratulations if you see her on IG, TikTok, or Snapchat under the sweetest line, or on Facebook under Makaya Mitchell. Tell her congratulations on her new venture. And please, if you book her, let her know Carla sent you. Our second sponsor is Intuitive Readings by Myra. And it's just that, an intuitive reading by Myra. She channels your energy, and your energy tells her what you need, right? And it's very dope. If you've never experienced an intuitive readings, let me just say it is not voodoo by any shape, form, or fashion. She is very much into the Lord. But she's very connected to the spiritual realm. And she has the abilities that some other people do not have. And if you want to contact her, she's also in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. You can reach her at 336-480-1653. You can scan the QR code and get her information. She's also on Instagram under Intuitive Readings by Myra. And she's also on Facebook. And now she's making jewelry. She's making beautiful jewelry. She does virtual visits. Yeah, because I'm getting ready to buy something from her. I am. Mm-hmm. Please, when you book her, tell her Carla sent you, okay? And then last but not least, we have
to get that sauce.
The sauce. Okay. It is a jerk barbecue sauce, and it's by nhjerkcenter.com. And it's amazing. Okay, it is amazing. If you've never had jerk barbecue sauce, I promise you, this is the best sauce you've never tasted. Now, I will give a disclaimer. This is made by an authentic Jamaican man. And when he say hot and spicy, he means hot and spicy. So if you don't have a hot mouth, stay away from that. Get the mild. Come and say hey. Look, say hello. Say hi to the people. It's Marla Marie, y'all, a.k.a. Pinky. She's filling out her Amazon Christmas book, okay? So thank you. Go over there. Thank you. Thank you. Marla, go over there. Thank you. So if you would like to get the sauce, you can go to nhjerkcenter.com and get the sauce. And make sure right now all bottles are $12. And that's what shipping and handling. And please make sure that you tell him Carla sent you. Go over there. Now, this is what happens when you are a grandmother and your daughter had to go do something and your grandbaby is still here because she has not picked her up yet, but she's on the way. She told me she's on the way. And she better be on the way. Oh, that's going to be hell to pay. Okay, that rhyme. And then me put a rhyme with it in. Okay, so, yes, baby. Oh, yes.
So tell us about your guest.
So tonight's guest is none other than the Bruce. I call him Brucey. Bruce McPhail. He is a podcaster as well. He has his own show called Chaos Conversation. And I'm going to let him tell you all about it. I can say this. Bruce is one of the most intelligent people that I know. This guy does everything. And he is very financially astute, ladies and gentlemen. And he has his hands in a lot of things, but he's also a very nice, sweet person. And I'm going to introduce him to some and reacquaint him to others because he has quite a following himself. Mr. Bruce McPhail of Chaos Conversations.
Hey, Carla, how you doing?
Hi, Bruce. What's poppin'?
Not a lot. Appreciate you having me on the show.
Thank you so much. And how are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful, man. No complaints, man. Staying busy.
I don't do no good to complain anyway. What you drinking?
I'm not sure if I should tell y'all, man. It's a mixture. It's only a drop of vodka, tea, and it's actually a mango tea and a drop of some fruit punch drink I have in my fridge. But
really?
just a little vodka, not too much, man. You know,
that's called a concoction.
I'm a social sipper. I'm not a drinker like that.
Good for you. You know, everybody got to do something, right? And that's not your thing, and that's cool. But I'm drinking red wine.
Red wine, good for the heart, man.
Moon X. I get this at Trader Joe's.
Okay.
It's pretty good. I like this brand. I like dry wine, dry red wine, mostly. Every now and then I drink something sweet, but I'm not a sweet wine drinker, so there's that. And this was a rough week, so tonight we sip the strong stuff. How about that?
I might try it one day.
Huh?
I don't know when, but I might try it one day.
Oh, okay. Well, Mazel tov.
You got a whole
so, Bruce, this is episode 89. You were on one of my podcasts a long time ago when we did a group thing, right? Remember?
Yeah. Group one, I was.
But this is my first time interviewing you yourself. So first things first, I want you to tell the people where you're from and where you're at.
Well, you mean where I was born or where I was raised?
Whatever you want to tell me.
originally born in Nebraska, Hastings, Nebraska. Then we moved to Lincoln, Nebraska, because my dad was in the Air Force. All y'all wondering, how I ended up in Nebraska. Well, that's how. My dad was in the services. And then we moved from Nebraska to LaGrange, North Carolina, near Seymour, at the time, Seymour Johnson, which is Goldsboro. So
okay.
And then we stayed there. We moved there in 1990. And then we moved here to Raleigh, where I'm still at now, in 1998. So I went to North Lenoir High School between Kinston and LaGrange. Then I graduated from Southeast Raleigh High School here in Raleigh, and
okay,
been here ever since.
So Raleigh guy, so Nebraska, and then North Carolina. Okay, military kid, military brat.
Not like that. Military for me. Hey, they get all my support, but it's not for me.
Oh, right. But I'm saying your father, because of your father, and we thank him for his service. He was military, so here you are in all your glory. So Bruce, tell the people what Chaos Conversation podcast is all about.
I mean, the main thing we'll talk about is relationships, and we're not, we just give our advice on relationships. But this year we started talking about mental health issues in relationships, which is something I feel a lot of people overlook when they have preferences, they have standards, they have certain things they want to be. They want to be in a relationship, whether it's a husband, a parent, a wife. But just like mental health issues from talking to people, interviewing people, and a little bit of experience, the mental health issues are one of the biggest overlooked factors. Is why we started talking about them on Chaos Conversation, and relationship. That's what life is about, relationship.
You think so?
I mean, name one piece of business. So it sounds like you have a good relationship with your friend you were just talking about, who has their own business. I mean, that's what it's based off of.
Right. Everything's based off of relationships. And you might have something there.
I always tell folks that, life is also about, as we live life, we realize it's about the right complexion, the right connection with the right protection. If that's going to be happy in life. If it's the complexion of your pockets or the complexion of your skin, or, the complexion of your heart, who you have love for.
Okay. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. Now, I have seen your show change over time. Now, when you say we, is there more than one person on your podcast, or is it just you?
Yeah, it was me and my high school friend Sam. So we actually after he finished college and I finished college on my end, we just found put our minds together, man, and came up with the show. And at the time, Kevin Samuels? It was big, and a bunch of others. But I had never heard of or seen Kevin Samuels, even though he passed away. Bless his heart. But I had never seen his show before. And then a lot of people thought that Chaos Conversation started because of we watched him so much, and we used to pick at women a lot because it's chaos. We have to start some chaos somewhere. But we started me and Sam started at St. All, and then we moved and got our own studio with Keisha, and then the COVID hit, so we had to go ahead and start doing our own thing as Zoom came out and all these other websites and apps came out. We had to go ahead and keep adjusting because we kept getting hit, here and there in life. But relationship, I guess we started Chaos Conversation, but all my papers in college were based on relationships in some form or fashion. And I used to just interview people at the mall, interview them, go on Black Planet. That's how far back it's go on Black Planet, go on Yahoo. Social media wasn't that big back then. This is like 2002, 2003, 2004. So it wasn't that big. So Chaos Conversation started, and just out of hearing people's experiences. It's like, okay, this is also before Steve Harvey came out with his book. So it's been a while.
So I know when I used to tune into your show a lot, you used to love to get people riled up. Now, let me tell y'all, this man right here can argue you down about something if he feels he is right. Before we elaborate on that?
Yeah.
Bruce, tell these people what your zodiac sign is.
Dang. Leo, line for life. You know it. One day before Barack Obama's. Amen. The only thing about Leo lines is we will speak how we feel. We will speak the truth, you know, regardless of who wants to hear it, and we won't always settle for an alternative fact that's not completely true.
Well, some Leo, you're a man, Leo, so you're different.
You know.
I'm a Leo too, but I have tact.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm getting better now that I'm older, but I have seen you go after people like.
No. Not.
But
I am aggressive. Yeah, I am aggressive because I mean there are certain things I'll keep it real about. You can, like, I'll tell somebody, you know, I just heard them use the word believe or feel, and I'm like, listen, ma'am, sir, believe and feel are not the facts, nor are they always the truth to none other than the person who feels that way. And it's just that, and that's truth. But I mean, this person feels this certain way, and I'm like, well, go ahead, you know, respect, but don't try to bring your feelings too close here. I'm not going to completely agree with them all the time.
So you say you're going to agree to disagree?
And if that's the way that they want to put it, that's they want to keep it, that's fine with me. You'll hear me say a lot of times to each, oh, well, you know, this says this, that said, I was like, okay, well, who wrote that? Can you show me any kind of receipt on who wrote that? I was like, all right, well, you know, then keep that over there because I ain't trying to hear that. Not. I always say it like this. I'll say it, and I mean it up front. It's like when I say I'm not a slave to society, that means a lot of things that others will follow just cause. I won't follow just cause. I'll have some things I will have to have a legitimate reason why I should follow or go with the flow of.
So what's one of the things that you don't follow?
That's right. I'm not gonna, now because my show is about, you know, relationship, I'll use that for an example. I'm not gonna follow a traditional way of the way marriages are, you know, are done, or the way relationships should go.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, a lot of people will ignore this. They'll be like, well, for example, if you're dating, is one thing. When you're committed, it's another. It's something else. When you're married, it's still something different. But a lot of people try to use all the same rules for dating, commitment, and marriage, and it doesn't work like that. And it's a lot of young ladies and a lot of men still, they don't look at the fact that, well, could women work back in the 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s? Could women work in corporate America? It's like, no, they couldn't. The most I had was a family business, a teacher, a nurse, or a cleaning lady. So she didn't have that many options to work in corporate America or well do anything else. So the man taking care of all the bills, the man, you know, always paying for everything, he had to, because there was a lot of other rules that came with that. As far as, you know, these modern women in these times, they're like, okay, well, they like to take a page from grandma's book, a page from mom and dad's book, a page from social media, a page from TV, a page from their friends, and then try to live that way. And they're wondering why relationships aren't working. So I'm not gonna, when I say be a slave to society, I'm not just gonna do what somebody says, oh, you know, this man should do just cause. And I mean,
so, Bruce, have you ever been married?
Not yet.
And you're over 40?
42, ma'am.
Okay. And you've never been married. What's the longest relationship you've ever been in?
Dated a woman for 6 months. We were committed for 6 months. That's all the time I needed.
So the longest relationship you've ever been in is 6 months?
Yeah. I guess because of the age I was at the time, I was 25, 26, and we dated for 6 months. We were committed for 6 months. She wanted to cheat, so I let her go and cheat. And then I kind of left the 20 zone and joined the 30 club. And then me and an old classmate, you know, we went to school together. We didn't talk that much, and then we ended up working together. And then we dated for, I think I was 30, I had just gotten the house. I want to say I was at least 32, 34 maybe. I finally forgot, but we dated for 6 months, committed for 6 months. You know, she didn't want to have a child, respect, and you know, she happened to have gotten married, you know, later on. I think she's already remarried now, happily remarried now, but she didn't want to have any kids, and that's respect.
But you want children?
At least one. At least one. I'm experiencing why some men have to go for younger women, because again, 42, and I always reached out. I mean, the first time I was in a committed relationship was I was 25, 26. He was 30, 32. Now she had a child. She had a child about, I want to say, 4 or 6 years after that. So she wanted a child. It was just, you know, I wasn't going to rush anything with her before she decided to play games. And, you know, that's old news. But then the other young lady I was with, she's I've seen her a few times out in the community, you know, remarried, but she still, you know, like asking, you know, where your cute kids at? She's like, still no kids, man. Still ain't no kids. She's my age. So I'm like, okay.
I mean, and everybody don't want kids. I mean, I get it. I never planned to have kids, but I have them. It just was, it wasn't a planned thing for me, but God saw otherwise. So, you know, I have the grandbaby who's over here falling asleep on me, waiting on her mom to come pick her up. But you know, life works how life works.
I just prefer to be married before I force a child's life to be here, being asked to be here. So I ask what they have. They have the best of both worlds. That's just me, because that's the way I was raised and brought up. And most of the people, you know, who I surround myself around, who they have both parents as well, they seem to have, I'm not going to say an edge, but they seem to have life a little bit easier in different ways that matter to them.
So are your parents still together? Are they still married?
Yeah.
Wow. And you know what? So a lot of people, I guess they figured it out by your name. So you have two cultures in your background. Your mom is from where? Where's your mom from?
Coahuila, Mexico.
And your father is from?
In North Carolina.
So you are Black and African American, which made for a very interesting childhood, correct?
Correct. I mean, Mexicans are the hardest working creatures on the face of the planet, and Blacks are the most creative creatures on the face of the planet. So I'm proud of both. I'm proud of both the races I am, and both my mother's grandparents and my father's grandparents also had some Indian as well. So
Native American.
That too.
Bruce, you know I mess with you every time. So before we go to our first break in the Artist of the Week, do you consider yourself, so that you have this podcast about relationships, and you have these certain rules and guidelines that you have, right?
I'm not gonna say rules and guidelines, no.
What do you call it?
Just coaching of advice and, you know, strong opinion from either experience or knowledge of others who have been there. Like for the longest time, I used to feel and think and believe that communication was the biggest key and most important factor in relationships. And then one time I was at Crabtree Valley Mall before they remodeled it, and even before the Cheesecake Factory got there. And this guy, he had a prosthetic eye, and he had a colorblind in the other eye, and his wife was blind. But I forgot what restaurant. I think they were going to Concoctions. And so I interviewed him, and he shared with me. I said, well, what's the biggest factor that kept you married? At the time, he had been married for over 45 years, somewhere around there. And he's like, well, the biggest factor for us, son, has been respect. And I said, give me a breakdown. And before I knew it, his table was ready. But his wife was, you know, trying to, I guess, get his attention because of the buzzer, whatever they had going off in their hand. So he just said, son, it's respect. And I'll tell you like this, and I got to go. He said, you can have a relationship with God, but if you ain't got no respect for God, you can communicate with God all you want to, and nothing God's going to tell you is going to sink in. And he just nodded and patted me on the shoulder, and he's like, keep that in mind. And it's almost true. It's like, I mean, so I'm not going to say it's a rule, but I mean, that came from a man who's been married for 40 plus years. I mean, he's older than I am. He has more experience. And then he also, before that, he was also talking about, he had to be a stepfather. How his stepkids, they had no respect for him at one point. But he would talk to them, communicate. But until he got their respect, he said now he loves them like they're his own. So, and again, if I give that advice that was passed on to me, because once all the information was passed on to me, I studied. I didn't just buy into it. I studied it from the encyclopedia, because then Google wasn't as big as it is now. Dictionaries, history books, everything. It was not just taught me, but told to me when I was writing my papers. And a lot of it I still remember to this day. Not all of it, but most of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are going to go to the artist of the week.
Yes, indeed. Great interview. I'm loving everything. So tonight we have one of our blast favorites. It's our boy Hakeem Romance, and this song is called Senorita. Check it out.
This is for my model times with a Coke bottle. And to my full figures, I push up on your full throttle. Yeah, baby, stop playing on me. You can get all the work, I even put in OT. I'm on go mode, thought I'd let you know this a land of romance. You super classy, but when you vibing with me, we getting nasty. Yeah, never trashy. I'ma dive in it, look at this, slide in it, girl. That's what I like. Only for the night sight, I'ma need you a few more times. Had to keep it real, you know the drill. Now bring that ass here. Shit. Girl, we got all night, quit playing. Let's do what we came to do. Cause you know what I need from you. Oh baby, and girl, mamacita, señorita, let me freak ya. From the club to the crib, I'ma show you what it is. I've done one. My drip up on the mill, tell your mama chill. She out and ready and steady, might just get to it. I'ma have to tell her, give me 6 feet. She acting big, check the swag all up on me. Hey, Miss Jackson, what you want? Be aware, I'ma show you I'm full grown. I know you here for a good time, not a long time. But listen, can we make it both? You got what I need, I got what you want. Understand what the vibe is. You looking like you ready to go. You ain't got dressed up to the night. So dangerous, you out of line.
Look, ma'am, you knew exactly what you were doing when you put that on.
Girl, we got all night, quit playing. Let's do what we came to do. Cause you know what I need from you. Oh baby, and girl, mamacita, señorita, let me break ya. From the club to the crib, I'ma show you what it is. I've done one. You got my undivided attention, so is any lady. I saw you from across the room and I was just wondering, maybe if you'd like to take a tour of the crib. You can bring your friend too. Hey, listen, I'd like to show you things. I can have you pulling up in the Benz or a photo range. Cause I can show you the world. Take my hand, let's explore. Yeah, I'm like we're playing. Let's do what we came to do. Cause you know what I need from you. Oh baby, and girl, mamacita, señorita, let me break ya. From the club to the crib, I'ma show you what it is. Cause I've done one.
Yes, indeed. And that is our boy Hakeem Romance with Senorita. And if you are an independent artist or a spoken word poet or up-and-coming comedian looking for some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com and register for free. The Blast is also looking for the fans. Or if you are fans of great music, you too can go to blastmusic247.com, register for free, and have access to hundreds of independent music. So break out your Samsung, is the QR code, and it'll bring you to blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time. All right, gang, back to y'all.
Thank you. That was good. I like that. I love Hakeem. He's one of my favorites.
I I like the beat to it.
Yeah, his music is dope. I like him. He's really good. So
Yeah.
let me slide this real quick so I can get into it, so I can see your face. So, Bruce, why you start looking like that? You was like, oh Lord, what's she gonna ask me? So, Bruce, would you call yourself a love junkie?
I don't know.
It's a yes or no question. Are you a love junkie? Do you believe in love?
Yeah, I guess you can say so. It's how can I say this? I don't get a broken heart right away if I love a woman and then she decides not to love me back with the same energy. But I mean, it's still out there. But I mean, I make a woman earn it. I make her kind of fight for it. And based on who I'm, talking to, or how the flow of the conversation goes, I mean, everybody's different. Yeah.
And what do you mean when you say you make a woman earn it? What's it?
The love. Because I mean, when I love hard, and it's like, okay, I mean, hard enough. I don't care, who stands in the way. It's not going to stop me. But it's at the same time, I would expect the same energy back from her in return.
So let's talk about your other stuff that you do. So you talk about, I think it's very interesting that you are very financially astute. You're very good with money. You're very good with knowing what to do with money. You're also what's your belt? What is it? I know you're like he's like a human weapon, y'all. He's like this dude who he's a martial arts expert. But what do you call it?
When my father was in Nebraska, after I overcame, after I was almost like born again at 5, my dad was a Taekwondo 4th degree black belt, so I jumped into Taekwondo right away. And all of us from the 80s, we all remember The Last Dragon, and that was an inspiration to keep doing the Taekwondo my dad taught me, and just became a 2nd degree black belt in that, and then moved. He had a school in Nebraska, so when we moved to LaGrange, he didn't have the same. He was on call to go somewhere overseas. So I looked around and I left Taekwondo alone after I seen how good Bruce Lee was, and I'm like, I ain't able to become as good as that fool, man. So I left Taekwondo alone. I started looking at boxing because Mike Tyson was was a big thing in the 90s. And so I went from that, and then because of Dr. Myers, he was like, well, boxing ain't gonna be for you because you have seizures. And I just found my Depakote medication in my attic here at my house in an old bag, and I was on Depakote medication until I was 25. So I had to wait for the seizures to completely leave my system, and then finally. What was it, around 25, I finally had, the seizures were gone, so I could move out and I could be on my own. And I decided to go ahead and try some amateur boxing. And so I went 10-0 with that, with only 5 knockouts, because I'm not a heavy puncher. And then I was 25, 26. So I was like, by that time, most boxers already left the amateur league and gone to professional league. But I'm like, nah, boxing ain't for me. So I just pursued the sales field that I'm still in now. And then I went from in the meantime, when I stopped boxing, I was as an amateur. I started mentoring guys. On disability, and that's the way doctors predict. That's the way doctors predicted I would be after I had that massive seizure when I was 5. And so I just feel it's a way of giving back to them. I'm not easy on that much as far as the goals they have. I just started mentoring guys on disability. It gave me enough to, get my first house. It made me enough to, I still have my side hustle on, and now I'm an AFL provider. So I do sales, 9 to 5, AFL provider, and side hustling. It's all right. I mean, it pays off, man. Because I mean, the only huge debt I have now is my mortgage. That's what, 58 more thousand I got. I'm okay.
So y'all heard that, ladies. He owned his own house. He good with Bruce. Give me a lot of money tips. He's good with money. He's real good with money. Um, he takes care of the mentally disabled. That's his bag. He's really good with that. And he said he does it because because they said that would have been you at one point in time, right?
Doctor, after I had my seizure when I was 5 years old, I mean, doctors, they didn't know if the medication they were giving me was hurting me or helping me. And so they told my parents, you know, this is probably your son's probably going to be a mixed vegetable the rest of his life. He probably either that, he may not make it. And so my dad introduced religion to my mother, and so that they kept the faith. But when people see me now, they're like, okay, you have to see who I used to be. So, you know, realize the respect now. And if it's okay if you don't, but you know, it's all good. And then after and being a mixed vegetable, I didn't at the time. That's what they told my parents. So that when I look at the guys that I work with now, I can only work with the fellas. A man can't work. And when you mentor guys or people, a man can't work with a female for whatever reason. That's just
okay.
So the guys I mentor, when I look at them, I'm always like, all right, man. You know, most of them don't have their fathers in their lives, so that's what I try to be to them, as well as their mentor, their coach, and you know, help them on goals they have, like budgeting money. You know, things is easy as looking both ways before they cross the street. You know, reading off the menu at a restaurant, small things like that, to the point where they'll be able to do it on their own without me there. You know, at some point.
True. Take them glasses off so we can see your face.
Really? Who has to know that?
Me.
You is fine. Fine, man. A lot of people will tell me during the summertime, I get Boris Kojo, and in the fall and winter, I get Shamal Moore. I'm like, man, stop this. Really?
With your hat on. Rose, come, Rosie. I'll be like, Rose.
Wow.
So, what's new? What is the plan? What are you doing? What's your plan for the next 2 to 3 years? What are you doing next? What's the next big thing?
Next plan is getting me a business started. I'm probably gonna call it a one-man army, man. The way I be doing, taking care of stuff. I'm trying to get loan officers, you know, people who give out loans for homes. I'm trying to see if they want to consider life insurance policies to go with the home loans, so that you can have a 30-year term policy to pay off a 30-year mortgage. It doesn't matter if you have insurance job or not, but a 30-year term to pay off a 30-year mortgage. And in the event something happens to us or somebody, you know, the mortgage can be paid off directly to the whoever the lender is. And then I'm also in the process of helping people get qualified for homes, which is, you know, get their credit score straight. Like show them ways to put everything on a credit card, put all the bills on the credit card the first of the month, and then you know, pay it off, but you know, don't spend any more of it, and build your credit while you're completing your lease to the point where, you know, I'll be able to help a realtor out saying, here, you know, I got a prospect for you who's ready to go. He or she meets all the qualifications, and you know, during that year time frame that they're completing their lease, their credit score is being built. You know, we'll help them get prepared, showing them some side hustles to make the money for down payments, all that good stuff. That's more, but it's gonna take, you know, a minute, man, because these interest rates and these houses are crazy.
Yeah, the housing market has gone crazy now. You were explaining something to me last time we talked about how the housing market has changed a lot of things for people, as far as first-time home buyers, as far as life insurance. And I think it's very smart and astute of you to tie the two in together, because most people don't realize, you know, most people think of term life. Nobody really thinks about whole life, you know.
There's also a new policy out here, indexed universal life, that can pay a consumer 2 up to 12% interest a year. But the more money you put towards principal, the more money you put towards policy or put towards principal, the more interest it'll pay you.
Really?
Yeah, not everybody will qualify for it, because when I mean, how much do banks pay us in interest? They pay us only about 0.2 to no more than 1%. So
really,
I show people an index universal life policy, how it can pay you, and your money is invested in the stock market, but you never lose a penny. It's invested in things like I bonds, mutual funds, CDs, things that never lose interest. And that's where the insurance company does all the calculations based on how much your face amount is, and it's almost like a whole life, but there are different, there are some differences. So a lot of people are catching on to those index universal life policies. Those came out, I believe they came out in 2008, I want to say. And then each, and I tell people, you better jump on it, and you better get one if you qualify for it, because man, the government sees a lot of us are taking advantage of it and running with it. They're going to do something and change the law as far as, well, you can't pay them 12% interest anymore. The most you can pay them is, 2% interest. They're going to find ways to change it once they realize that people are catching on to it and doing a lot with it.
And when you say us,
mm-hmm.
do you mean Black people, or do you mean average working class people, or both?
I'm referring to the human race. But when I say us, I mean those of us who qualify.
Okay.
I'm just saying I say not everybody's going to qualify, because I don't have the book on me right now, but there's a book that I forgot the name of it, man. But there's a book where the government has studied the human people, and then as the government has studied us, how much money we spend on food, clothes, how much money we spend in front of the TV, and they study us, and so they know how much we spend on different things. So it's like all of our buying habits are going to have to take a shift. And a lot of people are like, well, I'm not changing this. I got to have my cable. I got to have this. And they know that's where all the money's going. So the money can't go towards a life policy that can pay them interest of 12% a year, because they're stuck in their ways. But again, to each his own.
Wow, that is very interesting. So if people want to talk to you about getting this life insurance, how can people reach you to get that information?
They can call me directly. My numbers, I've had the same number for almost 20 years. 919-244-1056.
Y'all, he just gave out his phone number on the internet.
Oh man,
but he don't care.
I get more scam likely calls. I'll show you. I get more. What's the thing? I get more scam likely calls than almost anyone.
Wow. Okay.
Each one of those has 25. Each contact has 25 different numbers to it.
Sasha.
And I have
crazy.
I have over 132 scam likely numbers saved or contacts saved, but each one has 25 numbers to it.
Well, my friend Natasha just said that most people don't feel like they need life insurance until they're older. What would you say to people that are younger that don't feel this way and don't feel that it's necessary?
The index universal life policy is like building equity in yourself. Just like you build equity in your home. Index universal life is you getting paid interest by the insurance company, and that's like building equity. That's like building money.
For the longer you live.
While you're still alive, you can have money to, hey, go buy you a house, go buy you a car. There's ways you can loan money to yourself tax-free. If you go Google it, money that is loaned cannot be taxed. So the insurance company has certain paperwork they will send you after your cash value gets to a certain point where you can loan the money to yourself, but you have to fill out the proper paperwork. If you don't fill out the proper paperwork, then you will get taxed on it. But that's why I'm not, when it comes to politics, I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican, because I'm independent, because I understand both my points of view, both parties, point of view. But with this option out here, like I said, some people are not going to want to qualify themselves to take advantage of it. And the way we've been brought up is to get the cheap term. Yeah, but we look at how much money McDonald's makes. McDonald's was made from what? From Ray Kroc, but it got started by him borrowing money from his life policy. Look at, I think it's Walt Disney World or Walt Disneyland, one of them. That started from the cash value of a life policy, and that was way back when. Now those two were whole life policies. but times have shifted. As you know, just like phones. You know, phones have changed over from flip phones to pagers, and I mean they've changed. So as you know, times have evolved. Things like your life insurance policy may need to evolve. I'll tell people who have whole life policy and term policies, you don't have to cancel it. What you can do is downgrade it and go from like, you may have $100,000 whole life or $100,000 term policy. And I'm not saying for you to cancel it. What I say is go from 100,000, go down to maybe 10 or 15,000 and invest the difference in an index universal life that can pay you interest. Tax-free. And when you take it out and you loan it for yourself tax-free, you can buy again, pay your loved one's way through college, and flip a house with it. If you can buy a house at the auction, whatever, get a car with it, whatever. But you have to, know how to use it.
Very good. That's very good information, Bruce. Thank you.
I don't even have a degree.
But you know what you know, right?
Hey, I do what the Bible says. I study to show thyself approved. That's all.
So we're going to switch gears. Did you send Troy any clips of your show or anything? No.
I tried going on YouTube, and I tried sharing the clip and editing the clip, and it wouldn't let me put on.
It's all good. It's cool because people were. She said great information. Yes, my friend Natasha. She's a world traveler. Okay. She just got back from Bali. She lives in South Africa. She was living in Rwanda. Right now, she's one of my sheroes. She's very educated. She does a lot of the things that she wants to do, and I admire that about her. Now, I'm going to play a clip, and I want your feedback on it, okay?
Oh, no, Lord. What you got?
See, the filthy rich, they don't necessarily can't go to the hood and find a plug and find the drugs they want. The filthy rich can't find the chicks they want because, because they just can't risk being out there. They need somebody. Diddy's been the party guy forever.
Yeah, no, facts.
Forever. Now, the rich and famous, they love coming over to, this is their playground, is the music industry. Because the women singing are the highest trophies. The men rapping are the highest trophies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's other good looking women out there, but they're not her who's selling, who the world is going crazy over. Rich people don't really like women, like this beautiful woman, but to them, they want somebody that the world yearns for. So they want stars. Usually when you're the rich and powerful and you're around your family, you want to impress them. I call Diddy right now. You want to go to his party? Boom.
So you've been following this whole Diddy situation.
I haven't followed too much of it because there's always two sides of the story. I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy. I mean, I don't agree with if what they're saying is true. I don't agree with it one bit. But now they're trying to say, I looked at a few things behind the scene, and they're trying. And this is one thing I can say. Every time we've had a black man that's about to get on top of the world of anything, they always will find a way to knock him down. I'm not saying if what they're accusing Diddy of is, I'm not saying what he does or what he did is okay, because I'm totally against it if it is true. But that vodka contract that he was about to get up and popping, he started you have to go search for these interviews where he found out some things that would give, as he said, our people a good financial edge. And again, I don't know everything behind the scenes is going on, but it was like he was trying to put some things together that would get him and other people, who have good money like that around in his circle, would give them some deep pockets. And they didn't want him to do that, so they threw everything else back at him. And they almost did the same thing with Michael Jackson. He bought the Beatles. He's about to own half of Sony and be on top of the world financially with his law. And then they didn't want that, so look what they do, And that's why they say, Hollywood, fortune, fame ain't for everybody. And so, I mean, I don't know all the people close, but what he's talking about, he's about right. Hollywood,
so you agree with him saying that Diddy was definitely a middleman, and he's the one that now is getting ready to pay for the sins of the rich and the elite.
He was somewhat of a middleman, yes, but he also had a coach. I forgot the guy, the white guy who was a coach, and he got a lot of advice from him too. But again, I don't know everything behind everything that went on, but I forgot the guy's name. I can't think of it right now.
Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey's dude. What's his name?
Yeah, I think of him.
I don't know why I'm on it. Oh, I'm so sorry. What's his name? Oh my God. Why can't I think of that man's name?
Let me see. I'll see if I can Google it right now.
He's rich and he's Jewish. Mottola. Is it Tommy Mottola? No.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the same name Michael Jackson was using too. He's the devil. Yeah.
Is it him? Is that who it is?
That's what I believe.
I can't remember, but I've always wondered.
Andre.
No. Andre Harrell is who he worked for at.
Yeah, I'm like, no, that's not it.
No. This is this guy was Whitney Houston's mentor. What was his name? Well, I can't think of the guy's name.
Ray.
No. Because they said he partied the night Whitney Houston died upstairs in a hotel. He still kept the party going.
Yeah, and stuff like that. It's
yeah.
The question I always had was, even with Whitney, it's like, okay, all the surveillance cameras in that 4 or 5 star hotel, and there's not one clip. There's not one clip of anybody going in or going out.
No, it's not. Is it Clive Barker? It's Clive. It is Clive. It's Clive Davis.
That's it. Clive Davis. That's it.
Clive Davis.
That's
who it is. Tommy Mottola is who Mariah Carey was married to. But Clive Davis is the guy who they say. So Andre Harrell used to have these parties, and Puffy learned from him.
Yep.
But they say Clive Davis was the ringleader. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. People out there in internet land, but these are all the things. And let me tell you who tears up my damn nerves.
Who's that?
Jaguar Wright. I just want to say, I'm all for people saying what the hell they got to say. Okay. But I'm not for people telling people's business all the time. Especially when nobody asked you. That's my thing. Now, if somebody asks you, that's one thing, and you got the tea or whatever. But sometimes I just find it comical. Let me pour some more wine. I just find it comical.
Yeah.
That she know everything. How she know everything, y'all? She know everything, right? But yeah. And who's watching over her? Because if you out here spilling the beans on people and it's real stuff, right? Who's giving you this information? And why are they giving you this information?
Good question. See, that's why I'm always questioning.
And are you gonna be unalive knowing all this stuff? Like, I don't know what's going on, but it makes me nervous. I always said I want to be I want to be able to provide a legacy for my kids and my grandkids and my great-grandkids and whoever's coming after me. But I don't want to be, I want to be rich, but I don't necessarily want to be famous. And the reason why I don't necessarily want to be famous is because I like my privacy. I like to be able to go out to a club or a bar and do the things that I do, or go shopping or do the things without somebody following me. And knowing my every move. And I would not like that at all.
When we first started doing the Chaos Conversation show, I used to do it for my Facebook page. And I didn't realize I had that many followers of people that would identify you. People would see you at the gas station, walking around at Walmart, walking around while you're at work at the mall. Hey, aren't you that radio guy? Aren't you a Hitch Jr.? I'm like, who? And like, Hitch Jr.? I'm like, guess so. I'm like, but they just start following. I'm not even that big of I'm not even putting myself out there where they are.
No, Bruce, people watch your show. Don't say that. People watch your show.
They do, but these are worldwide figures we're talking about. I'm just like a neighborhood figure. You know what I mean? I'm not that big like that. So it's like, but it surprises me how many people would stop you. I mean, I would go take I would go drop my guy off at his day program or pick him up in his day program, and there were guys there leaving with staff saying, "Hey, aren't you that radio guy?" I'm like, I was like, everybody's watching you. You can't tell. And but these are celebrities we're talking about, people who are well known, well respected, and like I said, whatever puff they got going on, I mean, that's again his business. I mean, I still, feel he was a good producer, or songwriter, whatever kind of work he did. I mean, he had the gift of gab of entertainment. I mean, I still got to pay my taxes, man.
But did you see the video where he beat the young lady?
Well, when he came out, where he was like holding his, I think it was like holding his towel over his waist or something. Yeah, again, I don't agree with that one bit. I don't support it one bit. My question is, what the heck did I also question? Okay, what did you do to him for him to do something like that to you? Is he drunk as high, or were you trying to run from him, or what happened? But I mean, I never heard her side of the story, heard any report on her side.
Well, he was beating her in the hotel room, and she decided to leave, and he pursued her.
Okay, no, that's why I don't even watch the news. I just watch it because I see clips and clips on social media here and there. I never completely followed it, but I mean, if he was beating her and she ran out of the room from there, I mean, yeah, again, I don't support his actions one bit. That was dead wrong. It's like,
So Bruce,
the people is crazy.
where can people find you?
I mean, I'm on social media. I'm on Facebook. There's just Bruce McPhail. And if you pull me up, you'll see, about 8 or 10 of us pop up there. I know I was named after that many people. Most of them
spell McPhail. Actually, because we have people who just listen. So okay. Bruce is Bruce. Spell your last name.
It's McPhail. You know how we all taught in school. The P and the H make the F sound.
In America, right?
Oh yeah, in America, yeah.
So
I always wonder about people like you, and I got some other friends that be calling me, my first name all crazy. Like, you know what? I can accept it.
I call you Brucey, and you can't stop me.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I accept it. Yeah, it's all love.
Okay. And then, what time is your show so people can tune in and watch you?
It's normally every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If we happen to, miss you all, if we happen to miss Tuesday, we make it up on that same following Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you guys ever want to be a guest up there, just, find me on Facebook, shoot me a Facebook message, and, tell me, who you are, how you live, and I'll have you on. Because relationship issues and problems are never going to go away.
So what's your platform? And you say hit me up. Are you on Facebook? Are you on Instagram? Where are you?
The best way to reach me is Instagram. Again, Bruce McPhail on Instagram, # with it. And on Facebook, yeah, those are the best 2 ways. Or you can call me at the number I gave you, 919-244-1056. I'm a salesman, so don't try to, call with any bad or wrong intentions, man. But I'll talk you to death.
So yeah, he done gave y'all his phone number. Y'all could call him. Bruce will talk to you. He will talk to you. Okay, he will tell you his opinions. I can say that I now know a softer, gentler Bruce. There was a time when Bruce used to be. I think you were kind of
what?
Not happy with the female race, female gender.
I'm not gonna say not happy. I'm just gonna say deeply disappointed at one time, and it was because of what was going on around me. But at the same time, lack of experience. Everything happens for a reason. But it's one thing when I learned by experience. God knows I learned by experience. It was the experience I was having, the experience I was hearing, some of the interviews I was doing at the time. It was like, you know what? Everybody's wondering where all the good men are. And it's like, I could have been married 3 or 4 times already, but there's just certain boundaries that if I come to a woman and she wants to avoid me in every nice way she can think of, to go enjoy her young years, and then come back to me with another man's child saying, can we have a family? I'll be like, bye, Felicia. You had your chance. That's all that was. But then some of the women now, they see all I have. I mean, they see that the credit score in the 800s. They see, no kids. They see cars paid off. A house. They see everything now, but like the stock is too high for them.
What that mean, Bruce? What that mean?
The stock. When I say the stock is too high, it's like when I met a lot of young ladies. They were in their 20s or 30s, and they want to, enjoy life. They want to just go out and enjoy life and party, do whatever. And my stock then was like a negative 50. Negative 50. Now that, again, got a house, got a job, got a side hustle, got the car's paid off. Credit is good enough. Interest rate on this house is only 188. Mortgage ain't but 568. And it's like, they see all this now, and they want me to buy them this. Oh, can you be, this? Can you be a good father now? We can be a family. I'm like, bye, Felicia. If I've talked to her already and she's, avoiding me in every nice way she can think of, that's what I'll tell her. There's been a handful who come back to me like that.
Yeah, Bruce is good with kids. I'll say that. He's really good with children.
I love kids to death, man, because kids, especially toddlers, they have no negative energy attached to them. And when you show a kid love, I don't give it a little hug, a little dap, whatever, they'll show you love right back. They ain't got no
like you, yes. Okay. Well, Bruce, I thank you for coming on and spending your time with us tonight. I hope that you all tune in to Chaos Conversation on Tuesday nights on Facebook, 7 p.m.
Well, we're on StreamYard and YouTube. We're not on Facebook like that.
Oh, okay. That's what I asked you.
Mm-hmm. YouTube. I forgot to mention YouTube. My fault. Yeah, StreamYard is also something we use. As soon as we get 50 subscribers on YouTube, we're going to start going live on YouTube. And
y'all get a subscription up. Y'all go subscribe to him on YouTube. And now, when they subscribe to you on YouTube, are they subscribing to Bruce McPhail or Chaos Conversation?
Chaos Conversation.
Chaos, CAOS Conversation, CONVERSATION. And the only reason I sound this stuff out is because we have people listening in Europe, we have people listening in Africa, and so we want to make sure that you get these people listening to you too. How about that? Okay, so
mental health is the main thing we be talking about, man. We've got a lot more people who tune in when we talk about that because of people's experiences they've had in life. Even my own over that situation. So the biggest one has been narcissism. That's been the biggest mental health issue. Has been coming back like crazy on us, and I'm just like, man, I thought I was the only one. Like, nah, why you roll your eyes like that? That's just.
I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna shut my mouth because you a Leo male. That's what I'm gonna say.
Hey, I'm just keeping it real. That's the audience who be telling me that. That's not me. Thank you, man. You'd be surprised how many people are like, yep, I've dealt with that too. Oh, yep, they know I ain't lying. What you looking like that for, Carla?
I'm thinking. So anyway.
That ain't funny. I'll be honest, you know what? If I can say this, I was almost one of them, but I got some counseling, therapy, coaching, mentoring when I was 14 before it spread, because it will spread if it hits you. I have immediate family who has mental health issues like that. I'll say it like that. So before I became that, I got some help from Grandma Nettie at the time, who's passed away, Mr. Chalmers, who was the dictionary man at Frank Middle School, and also he's passed away, and Mr. Jack, who also passed away. He was like the family teacher, right? But I got a bunch of coaching, mentoring from them from January. This is my last year at Frank Middle School. So from January to like August, going into North Lenore, because they told me that's when life was going to, be a step up. It was going to get a little bit, tougher. So I got that help, coach, mentoring, and it was Mrs. Jackson, the assistant principal, a friend of mine, Montreal, and my cousin Val. They all like were describing me or calling me a narc in middle school, all within the same week.
So let me ask you this: as an adult, are you doing therapy now? Do you talk to a therapist, or have you gotten therapy as an adult male?
Not recently. No. What I'll do is, I guess I'll do personal development. I guess and listen to some on YouTube and practice what they go over when I have similar issues to their clients that they're giving the advice to. I mean, to me, everybody can use therapy. I don't care who you are, where you're at in your life. We all can use it. It's like knowledge. It's knowledge, and to me, you can never have enough knowledge. It was just to the point I had to get it while I was still young, because if you don't get it while you're young enough, it's like cancer. It will spread throughout your body, and you'll be stuck as that for the rest of your life. And I happened to be just young enough at the time before it did all that to me. I mean, because I could catch on to it. They all were indirectly saying, Jesus Christ couldn't help you. Jesus Christ couldn't win a conversation with you. And, nobody could win. And I had to go back. And when Montreal called me a narc, he didn't say the word narcissistic. He just said narc. I was like, it's like, how kids do. We hear stuff and then we keep repeating it. But it's because I kept getting feedback from Miss Jackson, Montreal, and my cousin Val, all within a short time frame. I went to Mr. Chalmers. I'm like, man, what does this mean? All he says is, grab a dictionary, son. So I grabbed the dictionary. I skipped 3 classes. I didn't go to any of my last classes until Miss Jackson came and found me in the library studying my ass off. This is back when there's no Google back then. This is back in the 90s when there's AOL CDs coming through the mail, and there's dictionary, history book, and encyclopedia. And I studied the heck out of it, man. I mean, I was desperate to change my life around because of the way I was living. I mean, didn't have that many friends, didn't have that much experience. I was forced into the special ed class because of the seizures I had and other things of that nature. And so I was like, man, ain't nobody gonna do that. I gotta do something. So that's when I started, studying. That was like the first step of maturing in life, even though I was going from, again, middle school, 14, into high school, turning 15. But again, I got family like that, so I want to be the certain parts of them I want to be like.
Right.
And 2 of them are stuck now with it, like crazy. But yeah, it's getting the best of them. But I'm glad I did what I did. That's how I can also relate to it or see it. I can pick up the symptoms, the signs, in others who have similar issues like. But it's it's a whole nother show, man. If you want to go in detail with those, because that's it is a factor. It is one of the biggest factors, and a lot of people who have mental health issues not like to admit it or identify it.
Right. I agree with that, but I feel like talking to someone who's a neutral party, talking to someone who has an understanding of things. I think sometimes you have to be around people who aren't like you to get a grasp of who you really are, because sometimes we don't see ourselves, right? So I thank you, Bruce, for coming on tonight and sharing yourself with my audience. It was a very interesting show. I thank you for just being a good friend. You're a good friend, Bruce, right? You've been dealing with me off and on for years.
No,
I know I tear your nerves up sometimes, but really, thank you for being an advocate for people out here who can't be an advocate for themselves. Thank you for, being a brother that's so financially astute. We appreciate you.
That was a law of attraction to you yesterday.
Excuse me?
That was a law of attraction that led me to you yesterday when I gave you a buzz, and you gave me a buzz back. I was like, I ain't know anything about what you told me, but I was like, sure.
Absolutely. Wow, people, good people of the Munda. This has been episode 89 of Crazy Carla's Concoctions with the Bruce McPhail. And I thank you all for tuning in and watching I thank you, Bruce, for coming on again. I really do appreciate you. And y'all go check out Chaos Conversation Tuesday nights. Okay? All right. I'll talk to y'all later. And since it's Thanksgiving next week and I want to see y'all, actually, we're going to play the rerun of Bruce next week. Everyone, I hope you get to spend time with your family and loved ones. And for those of you who this is going to be a different year for you because your loved ones aren't here, happy Thanksgiving. And Carla loves you. And Crazy Carla's Concoctions and the whole Blast 24/7 family wish you a happy Thanksgiving.
Enjoy the day. Enjoy the day.
That's my girl right there.